Welcome, crypto fam, to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Let's get it. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest Bitcoin technical analysis as we maintain on top of 43,000. And breaking news just in, Argentina eliminates taxes on Bitcoin. Let's freaking go. And quoting the high priest of Bitcoin, Max Kaiser, as predicted, Bitcoin miners in the US will be commandeered by the government. Bitcoin held in various ETFs will get seized, with holders getting cash. The threat to the fiat money war machine has reached a critical juncture. Self-custody or lose it. So there, you've been warned. Also in today's show, cryptocurrency thrives in China against all odds. I'll be breaking down this latest report, as well as Salvadoran President Nayib Bukele's Bitcoin strategy unwavering amid the elections. That's right, he's set to be reelected here on February 4th. It's going to be lit. We'll also be discussing spot Bitcoin ETFs at 151,000 BTC amidst the GBTC dump in January. I'll be breaking down the latest there, as well as Bitcoin price showing 60,000 potential as the MVRV metric copies the Bitcoin bull cycles. We'll also be discussing Samson Mow justifies Bitcoin price hitting $1 million. I'll be sharing his latest Bitcoin price prediction, $1 million Bitcoin game plan. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this, plus so much more, in today's show. Now, welcome, crypto fam. What it do? Good to see the fam in the building. Bitcoin's back in the green. Shout out to everyone in the live chat. Let me know if the stream is loud, clear, and smooth. First and foremost, shout out to Adam, Orange Chiller, Lewis, Tommy Walton, Zoltan, Let's Get It, DNA, Noonan, Eric Castro. Good to see you, brother. Crypto Surge, Kaizen, Texas in the building. Just came back from the gym and daily Bitcoin news. Let's get it. What up, JV? Hope you're feeling 100 today. Let's get it. Cheers, Juan Romero. Pura Vida family. And I do feel 100%, so you already know. JV, you're getting a new gray hairs in your beard, old dog. Man, I need to trim it down, right? I'm like Nipsey. Nipsey got the gray whiskers. If you don't know, Nipsey is the mascot of the channel in the background doing his thing. Loud and clear. Good to note, K-Jam. Yo, from Wivesfield Green, UK. Oh, with Ellsfield. Appreciate you breaking down the pronunciation. That helped. I hear ya. Lima Charlie. What up, guys? Mr. Matt Cool, what it do? There is no second best. Crypto. I appreciate that, Serge. We are definitely number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 when it comes to the pod. What up, Chris Minka? What up, Tracy? Good to see the fam. Shout out to Sailor. 100%.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Boom. And yes, Nipsey does need a mate. He agrees. Medellin in the building. Oh, snap. I lived in El Poblado, Medellin back in 2012, 2013. Had a blast out there. One of my favorite cities in the world for shizzle. JV, Panama in the building. Shout out to Gato Negro. OG Back Row Crypto Bootleg. Craig Miranda. Appreciate you guys. Tracy, Electrolytes. Get it? Good morning, Melbourne, Australia. What up, lords? What up, kings? What up, queens? What up? Who's the sixth best? There is no sixth best. Bakersfield, California in the building. You can see the Bitcoin price action pumping. We're on the cusp of hitting 43,200. Hopefully we can recapture 44,000 during today's stream. Pump the likes to help pump the stream. I greatly appreciate that, family. Today we went live at 4:20 p.m. here in Puerto Rico, which is 3:20 in New York, Eastern Standard Time. What it do? Tomorrow, heads up, I'm going to be going live early because I got to pick my daughter up from school around 3. So JV going live probably 11 a.m. Eastern, in that ballpark. Make sure you hit the bell icon and have notifications turned on. That way you get notified whenever I go live, because I like to switch up the time to adapt to my lifestyle here and there. What up, Subby? I appreciate you, family. Streets of Bakersfield. Shout out Casey Gates. Always a pleasure. DJ says first pump at the gym, second pump watching JV. You got to love it, man. That's how you do it. You pump the muscles, and then you pump the mindset and the spirit of Bitcoin by tuning in to me preaching the holy gospel as we do each and every day. And I greatly appreciate y'all. Who else is here? Make sure to say hello, as this is a live and interactive show. And if you don't know, now you know. So, yeah, Subi says, so be like Subaru, huh? Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon. There is no second best. Tuning in from Ventura Capital. And happy February. That's right. February 1st, new month. We had the monthly close for January in the books. Tuning in from Ventura, Cali. That's what's up. Loud 100, Clear 100, JV 100, 100. I appreciate that. Stress-free. What it do? Hello from Kiwi land. Shout out to my Kiwis and Aussies out there on that side of the world. Rio de Janeiro in the building. Brazil. Stand up. When are they going to be adopting Bitcoin as legal tender in Brazil? That would be major. I think Brazil is probably one of the largest, if not the largest, population in South America. Correct me if I'm wrong. What up, JV? What up, David Wrong? Good to see you. Regional banking crisis returns. Pump incoming. Send it. Notifications are always on. Good to hear. Do you guys actually get the email notifications as well from the tube? Let me know. Pump 225 for 7 reps on the bench. Get it. Silas, so far, they're not managing to knock Bitcoin down to the 32,000 they're talking about. Precisely. And you know they tried. So I think the bottom is in. What are your guys' thoughts? Holla at your boy. Beyonce Knowles? The only B in my life, Bitcoin. Second B, Bukele. The legend of Melda continues. You already know. But anyways, family, let's kick it off. Welcome everyone just joining the stream. If you're new to the channel, be sure to smash that subscribe button to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. Also important to smash the likes. It helps pump the stream and also helps out tremendously with the YouTube algorithm. Also important to turn on all notifications by hitting that sexy bell icon. That way you get notified when I go live, because each and every day it switches up. Just FYI. Today is pod episode number 1538. I'm your host, JV, and today is February 1st, 2024. Let's freaking go. Let's kick it off with our market watch as we do each and every day. Bitcoin back in the green, baby. Up 0.25% on the day, trading at roughly 43,200. We have Link also up 9%, trading above 17 bucks, while Ether, BNB, XRP, Solana, Cardano, and AVAX all correcting. And in the red, they say, when in doubt, JV, just zoom out. Zooming out on the monthly, we still got Bitcoin in the green and most of the other top alts in the red. And checking out coinmarketcap.com, let's get a refresh for the latest data. We're currently sitting at a 1.65 trillion market cap with roughly 64.5 billion in volume for the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance back down some. Yesterday it was like 54%. Today it's 51.4%, with the Ether dominance on the decline at 16.8%. And checking out the top 100 crypto gainers for the past 24 hours, we have Pith Network leading the pack, up 10%, followed by Chainlink up 9%, followed by Render up 4.5%. Below that, we have BitGet Tokens, Celestia, Chiliz, and Immutable. Now, which altcoins, if any, fam, are you most bullish on for this bull cycle? Holla at your boy. And checking out the crypto bubbles to get a visual perspective on the daily. Definitely safe to say the majority of the alts are correcting and in the red, with the biggest bloodbath of an alt being Samcoin FTT, ironic enough. And some of the big gainers, as we mentioned earlier, Pith, Render, and Link. And zooming out on the monthly, definitely also majority in the red, with just a handful of pretty substantial gains, including eHex, SU, PLS, Hex, Tau, and Ron. And with that being shared, checking out the Crypto Greed and Fear Index. Today we're at 63 greed, yesterday 60, last week a 52 neutral, and last month a 71 in greed. And checking out the Bitcoin halving clock. We're only 76 days out until the biggest event in crypto, which only occurs every 4 years, known as the Bitcoin halving. I can't wait. The estimated date is currently set to be April 18th. So could you imagine? It's like 2.5 months out. The countdown continues, and we'll be counting down each and every day, because you already know Bitcoin halving is a pretty big deal around these streets, if you know what I mean. Shout out to LFC, Liverpool Film Club. Shout out Tony Jeffries. Always appreciate you, fam. 3Bs, Bitcoin, Bukele, and the Beatles. Love it. Much love from the birthplace of the Beatles. Love from Liverpool. Cheers, family. Morning, JV. How do you do? Having a hell of a day. It's afternoon here. I started the stream at 4:20 in the afternoon, so it's already a divine number. Bitcoin, ETH, and Link, says Crypto Surge. All winners in my eyes right there. Can't go wrong with Bitcoin, ETH, or Link, considering Bitcoin being the king, ETH being the second largest crypto by market cap, and virtually everything being built on ETH. And then you have Chainlink, which is considered the missing link of the blockchain, which is an oracle, which is mucho necessary as far as development is concerned. So I am bullish on all three myself there, Serge. Chris says the ETFs flow will not cycle down into the alts as per usual. Bitcoin dominance is going to increase. My question for you, Chris, and everyone, how high are you anticipating that Bitcoin dominance climbing for the cycle? Do you think we'll hit 60%, potentially 70 or 80? I'd love to know your thoughts. Phil's Network, isn't that Mike Tyson's coin? Maybe it is. I don't know. But shout out to Mike Tyson. I'm a fan. Been a fan since a kid. Greetings, JV. Shout out Kepler, Solana Link, AVAX, Near. These are all good blue chips to buy, says Staketh. JV B-Day is on Super Bowl Sunday. That's right, Drew Webb. The 11th. You already know, family. I don't watch football, so I'll just be celebrating my birthday. Nips looks like he's sleeping good. Oh, my God. Yeah, he got his on his back, belly up, paws in the air. Boost the weekend. Oh, that's right. It's already Friday tomorrow, family. Time flies. 150 G's, says O'Hardy. Send it. Happy Thursday, JV. Happy Thursday, Treasure Christie. Always an honor and a pleasure. Appreciate you tuning in. JV checking out Sailing GBU. What does that stand for, family? Break it down for me. Buy the dips and let's go. You already know. How many of you took advantage of the dip when we just dropped below 40,000? Say I am curious. If anyone bought the dip when we dropped sub 40 or even in the 40 to 43 range, let me know. Because I think these prices are going to be very short-lived, if you know what I mean. Hey, JV and Nip, been busy charting charts. Do what it do, Frank the Tank DGen. Appreciate you, fam. Chris says 60 to 80% dominance without stable coins included. Good point. This is the realized market cap, and I forgot all about the realized market cap charts. If we take out the largest stable coins, Bitcoin dominance is way up there. So great point, Chris. Sup, JV? My birthday is February 14th. Snap on Valentine's Day? That's double lit. Cheers, Jordan. I'll be celebrating with you, brother. We'll have a major drop next week. Ask Press. You never know. We may have a major pump next week above 50 G's. What do you guys think? Crypto bought the dip. Treasure Christie bought the dip. Quiet Man bought the dip. Crypto Dell bought the dip. Saketh bought the dip. 8 limits filled for me. Congratulations. Will Smith that like button. Like blow. Please. Appreciate that. JV, you going to talk about the branded emergency order on Bitcoin mining? I don't even think I caught that news. So are you saying Mr. Sleepy Joe has an emergency order to stop Bitcoin mining? I think we're going to touch upon it because Max responded to a tweet on the topic, and so it'll probably backtrack into that story. I just noticed something on it earlier, but I didn't get the inside scoop yet, so I'll be uncovering it with you here live in today's pod. Appreciate you guys. Much love. Shout out Angie, Johnny Hoddle, Bernie, everyone just joining the stream. I lump sum buying every payday, regardless of the price. I love it, McLovin, and I respect your faith. God rewards those who walk in faith, so kudos to you. But with that being shared, family, let's now dive into our Bitcoin technical analysis, aka astrology for men, and check out the Bitcoin price and where we're likely to head next from here. We got Bitcoin to recover their losses from February 1st after the monthly close turned sour for the Bitcoin price action. Here you're looking at the Bitcoin 1-hour candle chart. TradingView tracked Bitcoin as it bounced around $1,000 off the lows of 41.8 on Bitstamp. These immediately followed the January candle close, leaving Bitcoin just 0.6% higher for the first month of 2024. Hey, at least we closed in the green. The bulls face continued struggles to reclaim lost ground after a 20% dive from 2-year highs of 49,000. And as February began, calls for new lows remain. Only from the perma bears, pretty much. In an update, Trading Resource Material Indicators flagged new downside tips from its proprietary trading tools, quoting them here. Monthly charts doesn't necessarily mean the price will make a lower low this month, but it does indicate that the price will not make a new high this month unless the new trading signals invalidate. That said, I'd be surprised if we didn't at least see Bitcoin test support at the local low of 38.5 before the end of the month. And as they share here, new signals from the trend precognition on the Bitcoin and Ether monthly charts doesn't necessarily mean as I ultimately just mentioned, family. So 38.5 marks January's low at the trough of the 20% Bitcoin price pullback. Now, matters were not helped by the macroeconomic developments released by Jay Powell here just the other day. January 31st. The U.S. Fed, while holding interest rates in line with expectations, sought to stem bets of rate cuts in the first half of the year. That move is keenly anticipated by risk asset traders as monetary easing boosts liquidity conditions. Quoting their official press release, in considering any adjustments to the target range for the federal funds rate, the committee will carefully assess incoming data, the evolving outlook, and the balance of risk. The committee does not expect it will be appropriate to reduce the target range until it has gained greater confidence that inflation is moving sustainably towards 2%. Now, that's a bunch of hogwash because you can't get inflation at 2% when we're truly at 15 to 20%. So it's just they just fudge the numbers and they can say anything they want, but it's all an illusion. And I think you guys recognize the game they're playing, right? So data from the CME Group FedWatch tool put the odds of a cut at the Fed's March meeting at 45%. Now, the first day of February, today, saw around 6,200 Bitcoin in outflows from GBTC per live data from Arkham. Those were in line with the recent days, but still considerably below the daily peak of 25,000 BTC. Since its conversion to the spot Bitcoin ETF, as Dan Crypto Trade shares here, today's Bitcoin sent out by GBTC Grayscale comes out to be 6.2 thousand or 270 million worth. Slightly down from yesterday, this one took a while to come in as there was no block mined or nearly for an entire hour. So that's interesting. Now, the U.S. spot Bitcoin ETF saw net inflows of nearly 200 million from January 31st. Also, the total net inflows 1.46 billion thus far since launch, as James Safart points out right here. So this is breaking and smashing all records in ETF history in comparison to all other ETFs. And we're just getting started, and they're mass accumulating like it ain't no thing. And checking out here, this is breaking news. Argentina, we know we have a new Bitcoin-friendly president, Javier Milei. Well, guess what? He officially eliminating taxes on Bitcoin. So could this be a sign of the times? Could this be the next step before massive Bitcoin adoption in the country of Argentina, which I believe has a population of roughly 40 million? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's a pretty substantial population. So this is pretty big news. Someone put here, the article says Argentina introduced a bill that eliminates the existing tax. In that language, in your view, equivalent to Argentina eliminates taxes. So just FYI, I didn't actually read this article, so it may be they're planning to eliminate taxes on cryptocurrency. Just FYI. Now, here's what the high priest had to share in regards to this tweet from Marty Bent. If you're an operator in the Bitcoin mining industry in the US, it is imperative you ignore this survey and tell the EIA, the Department of Energy, and the current administration to F off. Here's what they have in store for you. So I guess this is regarding this Sleepy Joe BS on, I guess, trying to crack down on Bitcoin miners, which is quite interesting. Max Kaiser responded to this, so I wanted to read you Max's response. As predicted, Bitcoin miners in the US will be commandeered by the government. Bitcoin held in various ETFs will get seized, with hodlers getting cash. The threat to the fiat money war machine has reached a critical juncture. Self-custody or lose it. So there you have it. He's straight up telling you, man, they're cracking down on Bitcoin mining because they deem Bitcoin an enemy. And to them it is, because it decapitates the head of the central banking cartels. And he also is straight up telling you their plan is to seize all of the Bitcoin through the ETFs. So be careful and don't trust BlackRock and Fidelity and these people who shouldn't earn our trust. And let's not forget, a few years ago, CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, Mr. Lawrence Fink, said Bitcoin's an index for money laundering. And now he has joined the bandwagon. So times have changed, but at the same time, they can't be trusted. Max also tweeted, I orange pill Alex Jones at $5. Rusty Rockets, who is Russell Brand, at $200, and Tucker Carlson at $16,000. Now, interesting backstory. He also offered Alex Jones 10,000 Bitcoin. The story is Alex lost it on the laptop, and then more recently, he offered him another opportunity to regain 10,000 Bitcoin for answering 5 very basic Bitcoin-related questions in which any of you would have been able to answer without even hesitation. Alex failed once again, and for Rusty Rockets, he also gifted, I don't remember the exact amount, but he did gift him a lot of Bitcoin. It may have been 1,000 or a few hundred. I don't know the exact amount off the top of my head, but that's the kind of guy Max is. He'd just be gifting his friends Bitcoin like it ain't no thing. So it's good to note he also orange pilled Tucker at 16, and that's true because I remember the interview back when Tucker had his station or his channel or news show on Fox, and since then he has moved to X. But he also read, had they committed to Bitcoin, they would not be talking about God and Satan. They would be free from all of that. So there you have it, crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts on all that breaking news, and where do you think we're likely to go this month of February as far as the Bitcoin price action is concerned? Do you see 50,000 in the cards? Can you see 60,000? Think we'll trade sideways until the halving? Do you think we'll correct back in the higher 30s? Let me know your thoughts. Mr. Bone Daddy, welcome. Appreciate the likes, family. Is MicroStrategy safe or just risky as ETFs? Anything can be confiscated through the government, family. That goes for any stock. Virtually everything in the world can be confiscated from you in the form of wealth, minus Bitcoin. And I guess you can say some cryptocurrency as long as it's in self-custodied wallets. If you have a stock, the government can take it from you. However, stock is not equivalent to Bitcoin. The same way Bitcoin ETF is not equivalent to Bitcoin. And he's ultimately saying the government wants the real thing. So they're going to let the asset managers acquire mass amounts of Bitcoin. It'll probably be millions. And then the government will have an executive order, more than likely, say, in the name of national security, we're going to confiscate all of this Bitcoin. But don't worry, in return, we're going to give you the US dollar equivalent, or maybe by that time, the CBDC equivalent. That's just how it is. Their plan is to basically take as much of the Bitcoin supply out as they can and hold it. And don't put that past them because they have ill intentions. It's government we're talking about, not your friend. There is no second best. Thanks for the reminder.
Bitcoin. What's the second best? There is no second best.
That's right. XRP is completely centralized. They got hacked and shut down their chain. I saw one of their founders got hacked for a massive amount. That was an interesting story. And stopped the transaction. Wow. So if they can reverse a transaction, that means the government has the power to take it from you. So that's not a good look either. So the only truly decentralized crypto family where they're not going to be able to reverse your transactions and you have a legitimate store of value, Bitcoin. You know what I mean? What's the second safest Bitcoin, JV? There is no second best. This is fact. The second largest crypto by market cap doesn't even have a max supply. It just says infinite. There's an infinity sign on CoinMarketCap next to Ethereum for max supply. So when it comes to store value, there is no second best. There is no equivalent. There's nothing to compare it to. Nothing, nada, zero. The only thing that's immutable, borderless, you know what I mean, unconfiscatable and incorruptible, where they can't change the supply. Don't believe the Jamie Dimon FUD. Oh, what's going to happen when Satoshi comes back and increases the supply of Bitcoin? So therefore, I don't trust it. Meanwhile, I'm an authorized participant partnered with BlackRock, and I'm lying to you out your teeth, is what Jamie Dimon should have really been saying. But we can read between the lines. It's very simple. Thought I'd like to hear Alex Jones say there's no second best crypto. The USD CBDC will be called equity dollar. Word up. Whatever it's called, we don't want it. Hello, family. Cousins from Saudi are waiting on the large buy order of 32,000. Mohammed, what if I break the news? We're not going to 32. What are your cousins going to do? Are they going to buy at 43 or do they prefer to buy at 430,000? Let me know, fam. XRP is never going to top $1.30. It's over, guys, says Chris. USD CBDC is already here. It's called USDC. Smart man. So if I read you correctly, you're not a fan of the government. Smart man. Build windmills to mine Bitcoin or hook a battery and generator to a push bike and front wheel of the pedal of your own electricity. You got to do what you got to do. JB, does ETH have a halving? No. I've never heard of an Ethereum halving. Have you guys? So you don't have the scarcity. You don't have a max supply. So it's virtually a CBDC. They can just print more and more. So very sus, if you ask me. BlackRock does not care to give you $1 million for that Bitcoin. Let that sink in. Yeah, BlackRock doesn't care about you. BlackRock already owns the majority of the companies in the S&P 500. I heard upwards of over 90% of them. And they also own most of the real estate. They own everything. And they're coming for your Bitcoin because it's the only asset they don't own that they find valuable. So that should be a sign in of itself. What's half of infinity? Half of infinity. All right, guys, let's dive into our next story of the day, discuss the latest with China. According to some reports, crypto is thriving in China. And also I shared breaking news the other day, not that it's mainland China, but on the outskirts, we have Hong Kong, and they got their first spot Bitcoin ETF applicant, and they're trying to usher in this spot Bitcoin ETF to compete with the United States. But crypto enthusiasts in China are more willing to invest heavily in crypto than their counterparts in Vietnam, South Korea, Thailand, and Taiwan. This is according to a December 2023 report by Vietnamese venture capital firm with the assistance of 10 media agencies from China, Thailand, Korea, Taiwan, and Vietnam. In the 5,000 participant survey, more than 70% of participants said crypto accounted for more than half their asset portfolio. Wow, they must have really basically polled people who were very, I guess you would say, investing savvy, because I'd say the majority of the people most definitely in China are not holding cryptocurrency, but I guess the group of people they polled must. Now, however, 33% of Chinese investors hold a large amount of stable coins. Interesting. Now, 33.3. What does that mean, crypto fam? You already know. Placing them in second place with Vietnam with 58.6% of its investors holding stables. Except for Vietnam and China, most investors in other countries have reduced their holdings in stable coins, indicating they are more risk adverse with investments in crypto assets. Now, I would beg to differ and say there's less risk keeping your portfolio in Bitcoin than there is with a stable coin. We've seen stable coins get depegged. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong. Some stable coins I like, such as Tether, USDT, I trust them. But other stables like USDC, I do not trust whatsoever. So I would definitely say that's a risky stable coin to be holding. Now, China is officially one of the world's most challenging jurisdictions for crypto. Beijing, if you remember, banned crypto trading back in 2021, the year of the all-time high. And authorities have detained, fined, and jailed people for just working in the crypto sector. Wow. Despite the government agency ban, the majority of investors in China chose to trade on centralized exchanges. According to the report, Thailand in particular had the lowest rate of stablecoin holders at only 22%. However, China is set to amend its anti-money laundering regulations to include crypto-related transactions. And according to the report, throughout 2023, self-custody, crypto news, and community groups and key opinion leaders were the three main information channels preferred by many investors in these 5 countries. News media are preferred by more than 70% of the Thai and Chinese investors. I think that's insane. I'd be listening to JV's podcast, but I digress. By the end of 2023, the regulatory landscape for the crypto industry in Asia has seen significant development with growing momentum. Hong Kong in particular has been at the forefront, looking to make Hong Kong a crypto hub, which it's actually becoming. And we may get this spot Bitcoin ETF approval soon out of there as well, as it recently issued their first crypto exchange licenses last year in 2023. Also, South Korea passed new legislation last year to protect crypto users, increase transaction transparency, and promote market discipline. South Korea's National Pension Service has shown a positive outlook on the crypto industry by acquiring coin shares valued at $19.9 million. Meanwhile, Taiwan's principal financial regulator, the Financial Supervisory Commission, considered allowing crypto exchange traded funds, ETFs, in the country, but only after analyzing the product's development and other markets worldwide. So there you have it. I mean, clearly they can't stop it. If China and the rest of the world governments had the power to stop Bitcoin, they would have over a decade ago. They can try to ban it, but it'll just make it more popular. We know how that works. So a sign of the times, if they can't stop it, you can't beat it. Join it. China government had 190,000 Bitcoin for an exchange back in 2018. Like, whoa, that's a lot of Bitcoin. Before the woke one set, no ways ones gets played these days. Jerky boys be in jail. Oh my God. When I was like in middle school, that was my ish. I was the biggest Jerky fan. I would also do prank calls inspired by them. Weren't they the greatest? You know, the Frank Rizzo, the Saul Rosenberg, classic skits. Oh my God, you're bringing back classic memories, fam. If you look at the hash rate, his theory is playing out. That's right. A lot of governments are warming their way in. You already know. You already know. Baby boomers here from Sac Cali. Not many want, are you saying Sacramento? Speak to me in investing in the bit. Seems to be an investment for the middle-aged group. I am in. You got to do what you got to do, Benton. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force them to drink it. You got to respect the free will.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? The point is, if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
Forever. Frank Rizzo. That's R-I-Z-Z-O. You already know. Yeah, those are classics, man. I love the Jerky Boys. Uncle Freddy's dead. Oh my God. No Kathy Wood news. Not today, family. I'm going to give the broskies a break. Too much Kathy is not good. February is typically a bearish month for Bitcoin and other cryptos. Will due to the Allah candle at 32 to 70 towards the end of February, whenever it hits 32. Right on. How can they stop cell phone mining? Gotta charge your phone one way or another. Good point. They can't. West Virginia knows. Hillbilly Will. Jerry, what it do? JB, have you seen Netflix predictive programming, Move, Leave the World Behind? Lots of these types of movies. I haven't seen that in particular. I haven't seen it. If you recommend it, I may have to check it out. I know lots of horses that won't drink the water. Yeah, the phone pranks were crazy. They were so ahead of their time. JB talking about the Jerky Boys. I want to listen to them. Stop listening to... I know, right? We should just go listen to Jerky Boys on Rumble today for the after party. Forever in the long game. Hello from Mississippi. Jerky Boys are a true throwback. Man, they're the best. Did you guys see the movie? It was like decades ago. They made a movie when they were in their prime. That was pretty funny too. I enjoyed the movie. Boomers were asking me about Bitcoin today when I was shopping, asking me how I can spend $2,000 on groceries. Wow. That's crazy. I haven't thought about the Jerky Boys in years. That's some crazy stuff you come up with. It's you guys. I'm just reading the comments. There's no second best crypto pod. Leave the world behind. And Wild Watch, that's for sure. Yeah, man, you guys are amazing. But anyways, keep pumping the likes to pump the stream. We still got a lot of news to share. Let's discuss the latest with Mr. Bukele in El Salvador and what's happening right now. The headline reads, Salvadoran president's Bitcoin strategy unwavering amid the elections. As El Salvador prepares for the general elections, Vice President Felix has expressed confidence that the country will keep its commitment to Bitcoin if his party is reelected. And interesting, I was at the post office this morning in Puerto Rico, and there was a gentleman next to me that wouldn't stop looking at me. And then he eventually asked me, oh, Bukele, where'd you get that hat? I'm like, are you a fan of Bukele? He said, yes, absolutely. And I said, do you think Bukele is going to win the re-election? He said, absolutely. The people love him. He's like, over 90% of the people are voting for him. So I'm like, wow, the people here in Puerto Rico know about Bukele. That's what's up. And then he asked, where can I buy one of those hats? And I referred him to Bukele2024.com, or just search Bukele 2024. You should be able to find the merch. But nonetheless, I digress. So anyways, he's on leave to run this re-election with President Bukele, who doubled down on El Salvador's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender following the upcoming elections, according to Reuters. And according to, man, I don't know how to pronounce that last name, so I'm just going to call him Felix. The International Monetary Fund, which is the IMF, has once again approached El Salvador to reconsider its Bitcoin policies during negotiations for a $1.3 billion loan. The official said the government of El Salvador has no intention of reversing the decision. Good for them. Adding that the launch of the spot ETF in the US in early January 2024 has only added more enthusiasm. Good point, quoting him here. Not only will the law be maintained at this moment, it enjoys the greatest credibility of the entire world, said Felix. He also mentioned that constructing El Salvador's tax-free Bitcoin city, can you say tax-free? Bitcoin city, and issuing passports to investors who contribute the equivalent of $1 million in Bitcoin would also go ahead. Now, scheduled for February 4th, 3 days, family, I believe that's Monday, El Salvador's general elections will elect the president, vice president, and all 60 deputies of legislative assembly. Despite facing some criticism, El Salvador's Bukele appears to be on track to win a 72nd 5-year term. So their terms are 5 versus 4, as it's here in the United States, with an estimated 69.9% of voters reportedly approving his re-election bid. So before Bukele, presidents of El Salvador have been limited to 1 term. Interesting. So will Bukele, it sounds like, be the second president to be reelected on a 5-year term in El Salvador, setting precedent once again. So shout out to Bukele, and I'm looking forward to these volcano bonds. I'm looking forward to the El Salvador Bitcoin ETF with Bitcoin in and Bitcoin out. I'm looking forward to Bitcoin City, tax-free. Let's go. Bukele, 5 more years. You already know. This is big news, Napoleon. What rhymes with Bukele? What rhymes with Bukele? I don't even know. I believe Sylvester Stallone produced the Jerky Boys. Whoa, I never heard that one. Wow. I didn't know the Jerky Boys had a movie. Yeah, you got to check out the movie. Because their images don't match their voices, but you know they're just, you know, pranksters, so it's kind of funny. Wow, it's crazy. He didn't recognize you at the post office. Well, I don't think he... Yeah, I don't think he necessarily knows my podcast, but he just happens to know Bukele, and he's a fan of Bukele, which I thought was kind of cool, because typically people don't stop me in Puerto Rico with my Bukele hat. They probably don't know what it is. But if I wore a Bitcoin hat, people would be screaming, Bitcoin! So I typically don't wear my Bitcoin hat. What would happen if tyrannical governments around the world try to stop Bitcoin mining? Nothing, because they can't stop it. So they could try to ban self-custody. I think that will fail. What do you guys think? JV, check out Andre Sheik's YouTube episode of the Bitcoin price prediction. All right. What's his prediction, oh Hardy? Spill the beans. Now we want to know. Just got some cash today. I bought 1,400 more in Bitcoin. Congratulations, Jennifer. I love to hear that. Music to my ears. Keep stacking them sats, and hodl be thy name. Those are the commandments. Okay, yeah, Bukake and Bukele do not rhyme, family. But nice try, nice try with that one. That's actually quite funny. Why is it so smelly? Asked Jordan. Man, ask your boy over here. Ask Chuck or Nuck. Shout out Nuck Chores. What's coming is unstoppable. Pretty much hillbilly. You already know. Shout out to Mr. Bone Daddy. Glad you're starting to get it over it. It's not fun being sick. Yeah, I'm 100%, man. So don't feel sorry for me. I had 2 days of illness, but feeling strong again. 1 million by 2033, easy peasy. I'm predicting 1 million by 2029. So shout out to all my future Bitcoin millionaires and all my present Satoshi millionaires. I think the next government attack is joining Bitcoin mining. Seems to be that way. They're trying to crack down the best that they know how. Banning self-custody would be totally pointless in my opinion. I think that would actually cause people to want to self-custody. Precisely. People don't want to be told what to do. You tell everyone to do something, they're going to do that. What happens to teenagers when you tell them what to do? Don't do this. Don't do that. What are they going to do when they hang out with their friends with no adult supervision? Precisely what you told them not to do. JV, look up Roy D. Mercer's prank calls. All right. Just cashed in 100 silver coins. Well done, Larry. Dump the trash coins for the king. Crypto. There has to be a way to track offline cold storage wallets, which isn't an existing technology. Who knows? But at the current time, there's no tracking device in a hard cold storage wallet. Gold bars, I hear, they put tracking devices in them now, so they can track your gold. So they can come locate it and confiscate it if they had the desire to do so. Ukulele, there you go. Bukele, kinda, not really. We need a better rhyme word for Bukele. I think soft war will play out as the nations will be in a race to mine Bitcoin as fast as possible. Larry, I cashed in my silver. Well done. Why is talking so long for Bitcoin to go to 100,000? Because there's a lot of FUD and there's a lot of enemies of Bitcoin doing everything in their power, including regulators, to suppress the Bitcoin price action. And if you haven't recognized that, man, it's been very clear over the past couple of years. You know what I mean? Then why do you tell people to smash the like button? Because why not? You want to help support the show, or do you just want to not contribute? How bullish is Puerto Rico with Bitcoin? Do you think it is still too early over there for them to know? No, I think most people have heard about Bitcoin, and a lot of people move to the island who are Bitcoiners. I'm just saying the average local is not a Bitcoiner, meaning they're not holding Bitcoin. A lot of the people who move here are, and a lot of the, I'd say, the more savvy investor class, investors are more likely to be in Bitcoin because they're investor class. But the average folk, just like everywhere else, are not going to be the investor class. They're just living paycheck to paycheck, not in a situation to really be an investor at this point. Machine Gun Bukele. Word. Finally got 0.2 bits today. Keep stacking. Congrats, fan. It's a public address. Anyone can check the balance of a known Bitcoin address. That's correct. So keep your Bitcoin addresses private. And if you ever need to receive Bitcoin, you can change the address for every transaction. That's a smart protocol. And I think wallets like Trezor have that built in, where every time you receive Bitcoin, they'll give you a new address. So be clever with it. You know what I mean? Yeah, he could be a band name. Rhymes with Bukele. Oh my God. Anyways, family, keep pumping the likes to pump the stream. I appreciate it. But let's dive into our next story of the day and discuss the latest with the Bitcoin ETFs. The headline reads, spot Bitcoin ETFs at 151,000 Bitcoin amidst GBTC dump in January. So ultimately, there was a big transfer of Bitcoin from GBTC into, now being custodied in Coinbase via BlackRock as well as these others. So the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust aggressively sold Bitcoin in January, but other ETFs bought significantly more. And according to holdings data, GBTC dumped a total of 132,000 Bitcoin in January, reducing its Bitcoin stash by 21% from 619,000 Bitcoin on January 11th to 487,000 Bitcoin on January 31st. The other 9 funds were actively catching up, adding a combined total of 151,000 Bitcoin since the first trading day. The non-GBTC ETFs have increased their holdings by more than 700% from 18,390 Bitcoin at the start of the trading to 169,396 Bitcoin as of January 31st. So as of January 31st, all 10 spot Bitcoin ETFs collectively held 656,000 Bitcoin, up around 3% from the initial holdings of 637,000 Bitcoin. We're at 27 billion at the time, according to CoinGecko. The track data is based on publicly available Bitcoin ETF information reported by issuers, including the updated data from BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust. And according to the publicly reported data, IBIT continued to increase its Bitcoin holdings on the last day of January, adding 2,700 Bitcoin on January 31st. Now, IBIT's holdings data doesn't correspond with the information by the blockchain platform Arkham Intelligence, which on January 23rd identified the on-chain addresses of 6 spot Bitcoin ETFs, including IBIT. And according to Arkham's data, BlockShares iShares Bitcoin ETF holds roughly 57,500 Bitcoin at this time. And as Cointelegraph approached Arkham for comment regarding the discrepancy, but had yet to receive a response. Once they do, we'll keep you posted. So despite all 10 spot Bitcoin ETFs adding 3% in total holdings in January, Bitcoin has seen a significant drop in price over the past 30 days. After starting the year at around 45,000, Bitcoin faced significant turbulence, tumbling all the way down to 39,000 January 23rd. But at this time, we're back up, fam, at 43,000. And in my opinion, 50,000 is around the corner. Many analysts and executives saw the launch of the Bitcoin ETFs in the US as a sell the news moment, with some analysts suggesting that more pressure could come from the futures market. And in late 2023, ARK Invest CEO, every broski's favorite, Cathie Wood, predicted that some investors would sell on the news of spot Bitcoin ETF approval in the short term. However, the long-term perspective is still promising, according to Cathie Wood. So there you have it, family. What are your thoughts on these ETFs? How many Bitcoin do you think they're likely to accumulate at this rate, knowing they've now accumulated over 150,000? Let me know. Bukele will be known as a visionary, the first leader to bring Bitcoin to his country. Facts. He's going down in the history books for sure. You know what I mean? Bukele phone, the Bitcoin phone. Should I swap out my XLM to Bitcoin? I don't see XLM doing anything. XLM is Stellar Lumens, correct? That's a fork of XRP. I would say if you believe in decentralization and you want a true store of value with less risk and less BS, absolutely swap it for Bitcoin and hodl for the long haul. But it's up to you, family. It's a decision you got to make for yourself. Pop 43,000. That's what's up. Oh, no, definitely Puerto Rico. Real estate is booming 100%, and the value every year is going up. My brother has property over there. 100% surge. Some of the properties you were able to rent when I moved to the island, because I rented the first few years before buying. Maybe $2,500, you can get a 3,000 square foot home on a golf course, gated community, in like a resort style living. Now we're $8,000-$10,000 for that same house per month. And real estate has gone through the roof as well. Some of the properties that were maybe $500,000 when I moved to the island 6 years ago, $1.5–2 million, depending upon the location and a lot of things. You know, real estate's all about location, location, location. But insane. And it's not just a Puerto Rico thing. That's inflation. It's called inflation. That's when they keep printing more dollars and then everything goes up because your dollars have less purchasing power. And the purchasing power of the dollar is mathematically guaranteed to decrease as they continue printing. But what's the silver lining? The other side of that coin, the purchasing power of Bitcoin is mathematically guaranteed to increase, while the dollar is mathematically guaranteed to decrease. So that's why you should be saving in Bitcoin and stop saving in dollars. Bukele equals Ujeli. Ujele? There's a bug on Binance with the exchange auto exchange to a 10x price. That's not cool. Wow. You posted a video on it, Abic. You caught them. Hopefully they fix that. I'm not selling my XLM. It could pop like anything else. Correct. That's, the risk factor. It could crash. It can pop just like any other altcoin out there. But at the end of the day, it's not decentralized and it's not a store of value. It's a extremely volatile asset, which can go up or down and everywhere in between. Yeah, so it is what it is. Yeah, smash the likes, family. I appreciate that. It does help support the channel. I greatly appreciate all the support I can get. My goal is to get to 100,000 subs alongside the 100,000 Bitcoin price milestone so we can celebrate here in Puerto Rico and have our 100K fiesta. How many of you are coming down to Puerto Rico to celebrate? Let me know, and make sure you join our Discord at discord.cryptonewsalerts.net. You also find all my social media links, including Discord, in the show notes below the video in the description. And we also have a secondary channel if you don't know. It's exclusive for clips and shorts. It can be found at clips.cryptonewsalerts.net. And then for the uncensored version of the show, that's exclusive over on Rumble. What if they stop printing money? How would we fund the war? Great question, man. Maybe they would want to confiscate all the gold again. Who knows? And Bitcoin through the ETF. Who else thinks that Bitcoin is really going to shock the world someday? We got to hodl and be patient. I think Bitcoin has already shocked the world. It's definitely shocked me and the people in the world, or you wouldn't be here watching a Bitcoin pod 7 days a week. However, when will the rest of the world catch up is the million-dollar question, right? We're going to dump to 49 soon. Yes, please. Let's please dump to 49. Let's not forget, if you zoom out, Bitcoin's on a 15-year bull run, family. And it's not slowing down anytime soon. You just got to have a long-term perspective and understand this technology as it continues to change the world, one country at a time. And with that being shared, let's dive into our next story of the day, discuss this $60,000 target, more short term, which would take us close to price discovery mode, with the current all-time high being 69,000. Then the latest with Samson Mow and his $1 million Bitcoin game plan, and a brand new article which was just published, and we'll be discussing what he has up his sleeves as well, as I'm a big fan of Samson Mow. So yeah, here's this headline: Bitcoin price shows 60,000 potential as the MVRV metric copies the Bitcoin bull cycles. Bitcoin is primed for a surge as it channels classic bull market signals from the past. On a post, we had Ali, a commentator, eyed the history repeating itself on the classic Bitcoin price indicator. Bitcoin may be struggling on the lower time frames in the wake of the spot Bitcoin ETF releases, but zooming out, the picture remains optimistic. Hence, when in doubt, zoom out. So for this analyst, one of the various encouraging signs comes from the market value to realized value, known as the MVRV metric, the classic tool for measuring what on-chain analytics firm Glassnode calls Bitcoin's fair value. When MVRV deviates significantly from the mean, it tends to coincide with bull market tops and bear market bottoms. Currently, the Bitcoin USD MVRV is focusing on the mean level, crossing it from both above and below in a style that characterized both the 2016 and 2020, which were the previous halvings, just before a run to all-time highs, which was the year preceding the halving. So during the past bull markets, Bitcoin rebounded strongly after touching the mean MVRV pricing band. We're witnessing a similar pattern now with the recent bounce from the mean, which I believe is the average. Now, MVRV is at 40,500. There's potential for Bitcoin to surge to the 1.0 standard deviation line, which is currently sitting at 60,000. Now, if you'd love to see a 60,000 biddy, holla at your boy. On January 31st, Cointelegraph reported on the come down in another gauge measuring stablecoin supply versus the Bitcoin supply. The stablecoin supply ratio is now at 80%, below its all-time high just seen 3 months ago, boosting the odds of a Bitcoin price uptick. Elsewhere, the Ichimoku, there we go. The Ichimoku cloud analysis likewise keeps the overall Bitcoin bull market narrative firmly alive. After the retreat from the 2-year highs of 49,000 earlier in January, the Ichimoku's previously high bullish weekly chart setup also took some punishment. The price sank below the Tenkan-Sen conversion line, and this has acted since its resistance, with the price unable to ascend any higher, as outlined here in the Bitcoin 1-week chart. And analyzing the potential for the midterm top based on the Ichimoku, however, popular trader Crypto Con warned that the January price may high and endure. People said there will be no more corrections with ETFs here, but that is obviously not true. CryptoCon concluded that this time is no different until the price clearly proves that it is, and it hasn't, as he shares here. At the touch of 49,000, Bitcoin reached a very important point on the weekly Ichimoku, the top of the red cloud. This had marked the mid-top with very high accuracy previous cycles, but in the event 49.1 was the high, this could have been the pinpoint. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know your thoughts. Can you see 60,000 incoming here soon? Let me know. And by what month? Holla. Crypto, welcome. Bitlord, Color Lights Tech. I just hope I am healthy and alive when Bitcoin goes to 100,000. Hang in there, family. Have faith. I believe in you. We aren't even above the 50 simple moving average. Obviously, aren't going to 100,000 will take out the previous all-time high as the first 50 simple moving average. Appreciate your insights, Matthew. It's getting so boring waiting for Bitcoin to get the $100,000 mark. Oh my God, man. But you got to keep in mind, that's the biggest struggle the average person has, hodling. To me, it's the easiest thing because you don't got to do anything. Hodl. Is it that complicated, family? I think most people have like low time preference. They're just like such short-term thinkers. I'm thinking long haul. From the moment I fell in love with Bitcoin, I'm like, you got to hodl this asset for the next 10, 20, 30 years, and it's going to transform your life, JV. What do you guys think? Well, I made the switch. I have moved all my assets into Bitcoin. Cheers, Jason. It feels great, but at the same time, it's kind of a relief now that I don't have to worry about which stock it was. Yeah, exactly. 100% with you. I used to have quite a bit of alts, and I diversified into Bitcoin. You know what I mean? Because I'm sick and tired of tracking this or that, and then the pressure, and then those alts can crash. They can go to zero. It's like, it just feels good having the one apex predator asset, just saying. Welcome to the HODL gang, IOCH Psych. How do I pronounce that? IOC Psych. I appreciate your support, family. Shout out to all the HODL gang and all the members of the channel. All the members have the badge of a star next to your name. And your first month, it'll be a dark blue. Your second month, it'll be light blue. And every concurrent month, it'll switch colors to show your support and loyalty to the show. We appreciate it. I'm not simple, so I get really bored, bro. I understand, family. I was never very patient until I invested into Bitcoin. Patience really makes sense if you know what you're looking at. Cheers. What are your thoughts on JUP? Never heard of it. What does this stand for? Is that like a fiat currency or is that an altcoin? There is a bug on Binance with the exchange. Yeah, you told me that earlier, Abek. That's interesting. From the moment JV pumped the coin mama, it just felt right. The Belle, Bukele, Andreas. Cheers, family. Shout out to the crypto fam. You guys ready to get into our feature story? If you want to share anything else, let me know, as I play a little Sailor Classics.
There's no second best crypto asset. It isn't slightly different. Bitcoin.
No, I haven't heard of JUP, but good to note. It's a Solana-based token. I'll keep an eye on it. No 2 days are the same in crypto. Love it. Exactly. There's so much going on a daily basis. That's why I have a daily show. It's wild. Bummed I missed out the first airdrop. What airdrop you're referring to there, Raven? Is that the Jupiter, Solana? What are you talking about? Why do people not understand how far blockchain tech has come since Bitcoin? The tech is light years away from Satoshi's original code, the idea which is exactly what he wanted. Love the channel. Appreciate that, Chief Santana. Appreciate the support. Let's freaking go, says Bone Daddy. ICP to 50 G's, baby, says Mohammed. Send it. Meta's Dow to 1,000. Jordan, 60,000 post having short term down 32 to 26. Peter, Solana to 600 by the end of 2024. Better call Saul. Saul Rosenberg. The Jupiter airdrop on Solana. Oh, okay. Is that something new? I did an ICP. It's 74% owned by insiders. It's centralized garbage, just like the internet is trying to be like, says Matthew. I'm liking the JUP. I'm currently looking to invest a bit more. It might 8x, says Melda. Right on. I like how crypto keeps trading 24/7. That's right, never closes. Can you use Phantom to swap a coin? That's a good question. If anyone knows, I don't know. One dude cleared $1 million overnight. Word. When Rumble? After the stream is over, family on the tube, shortly. Stick around. Do you register for the drop? No, I'm not a Solana holder, so Bitcoin is here to stay, and so am I. Word up, fam. Well, anyways, pump the likes, help pump the stream. But let's now dive into our featured story of the day. Samson Mow shared his $1 million Bitcoin game plan. So here's his latest predictions, what he has up his sleeve as far as the Bitcoin price action is concerned. And welcome everyone just joining the stream. As you can see in the headline, Samson Mow justifies Bitcoin price with a $1 million game plan. I'm going to read this to you along with his latest tweets, okay? So here we go. Samson Mow, the highly vocal Bitcoin advocate and CEO of Jan3, had broken down the supply and demand thesis of the spot Bitcoin ETF product that might help in actualizing the $1 million Bitcoin price mark he has projected for Bitcoin. Taking on X, his official page, he noted that many people are missing something important with the spot Bitcoin ETF and the rate of accumulation. As a regulated investment product, a portion of the funds from the spot Bitcoin ETF products are typically invested in the underlying product, BTC. He used MicroStrategy as a point of reference, noting the company's last accumulations featured 14,000 BTC and 16,000 Bitcoin, a sum that was applauded at the time. And comparing this to the BlackRock iShares Bitcoin Trust IBIT, the average Bitcoin stack per day is approximately $200 million, which is equivalent to 4,700 BTC. He then highlighted Fidelity Investments, whose FBTC product buys approximately 175 million worth of Bitcoin per day. That's 4,200 Bitcoin per day. Let me read you the entire tweet. The most important thing with the Bitcoin ETFs that most people seem to miss is the rate of accumulation. The last few MicroStrategy mega stacks over 10,000 BTC were 14,600 and 16,100 BTC. Now, IBIT's average stack is 200 million a day, which is 4,700 Bitcoin, and FBTC, Fidelity's average stack is 175 million per day, which is 4,200 BTC. So check this out. Every 2 days, just 2 of the new 9 are hoovering up what MicroStrategy does in a good month. But more importantly, the IBIT and FBTC intake is 9,000 Bitcoin per day. Mining only supplies 900 per day. This is a factor of 10x. So demand from 2 ETFs alone is 10x the supply. Let that sink in, family. Supply is going to get cut in half in less than 3 months. You're damn right. There's Bitcoin halving around the corner, which means this demand will be 20x the supply. Can you say supply shock? And this demand is just 2 ETFs. Don't forget MicroStrategy. Don't forget Tether. And many more corporations are also accumulating along with nation states, high net worth individuals, plebs, and let's not forget sovereign wealth funds. We have Qatar sitting on $500 billion in their sovereign wealth fund. So he also shared here on January 28th, these are the Bitcoin macro indicators I am looking at. ETF inflows, hash rate, Finex, whale accumulation, 200, WMA trend, Tether, USDT, assets under management, government interest payments on debt, debt GDP ratios, nation state Bitcoin adoption, real inflation, as well as the M3 money supply. So with the combined buy-ups now pegged at about 9,000 BTC, Samson is convinced of the supply crunch that will be triggered once the spot Bitcoin ETF product attains full maturity. So with the positivity in the spot Bitcoin ETF market as concerns of the ongoing accumulation, Samson Mow highlights how the forthcoming Bitcoin halving event will help complement the growing Bitcoin supply shock. Samson pointed out that the estimated Bitcoin produced per day is pegged at 900 BTC, with the 9,000 Bitcoin units per day being bought by just 2 of the 11 spot Bitcoin ETF issuers only in the US. The investment vehicle's demand is 10x the supply, and he pointed out the halving will shift the demand to 20x the supply, a positive boost for the price. Samson has always defended his 1 million Bitcoin price forecast, and with this analysis, he advised money managers to plan accordingly. And let's not forget the infamous tweet thread he shared on January 8th, which I retweeted and wrote 1 million Bitcoin incoming. He says, here's why we're going to 1 million Bitcoin in days to weeks. It's max pain for people, for the most people. Bitcoin has a way of doing what we least expect and in the most disruptive way. And then he goes on to share, and maybe I'll highlight some of these for you. Number one, ideally, we have a good couple of years to onboard nation states at Jan3. Fast 1 million means we're out of time, aka max pain. 50 countries reach out frantically and we're overloaded. Talking about nation state adoption from Argentina, Colombia, Mexico, and the list goes on and on. All of the careful planning and proposals are out the door. Just smash buying that Bitcoin, no sleep for the team. Number two, fast 1 milli. Bitcoin means that plan B stock to flow model breaks yet again. Just when it looking like things are on track again, max pain. And number three, Lightning is completely unusable for anyone not using a custodial wallet or Aqua Bitcoin. Fast 1 million means the fees are super high in dollar terms. No new Bitcoin users can afford to create a new Lightning network. Max pain. I'm going to read two more for you of the 10. Number four, fast 1 million Bitcoin means Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy never reached their goal of stacking 1% of the Bitcoin supply. So close, so very close. They're currently at 0.9% family, and their ambitious goal is 5% over the long haul, which means they're looking to accumulate another 1 million BTC. He says max pain-ish upside as MicroStrategy is now in the top 30 most valuable companies on the world list. And I'll leave you with this one. El Salvador and other countries missed the window to issue Bitcoin bonds and accumulate substantial stacks of Bitcoin at sub 100,000, while the IMF debt still looms. Max pain. So there you have it, my crypto fam. Let me know if you agree or disagree with this $1 million game plan for the King Crypto presented by Samson Mow. Holla at your boy. Shout out McLovin. What up, guys? Dizzle, Bone Daddy, keep stacking, folks. Don't let these effers get more than they deserve. Word. They've been saying Bitcoin go to 1 million for years. I'm losing hope. There's a bug on Binance. We've heard about the bug. Binance. There's a bug on Binance. Squash the bug and pump the like. Pump the stream. Smash the bug on your keyboard. Binance. Love your coverage of the news and your relaxed presentation, bro. Oh, thank God you believe this is relaxed. Great job. I appreciate you too. Kiwi, cheers. Seems pretty obvious. Bright Thomas. Paper Bitcoin is only good for wiping my hiney. Precisely. What rhymes with Mao? To cow. Shout out to my Method Man fans. Style. Ichimoku cloud. You can make a lot of things rhyme with Mao. And I'm not going to say the most obvious thing because that's rude. You pump in your bag. I ain't buying what you shillin'. Good luck with your 74% insider held ish coin. The governments are running scared. They sure are. They should be. Stack, stack, stack. They could have had a monopoly on the planet by monopolizing the money, and Bitcoin destroyed their one world government plans. Don't get me wrong. They're still going to do their one world. I like to call it the old world order. We'll discuss that more in the uncensored version of the pod. But we definitely destroyed their plans. Bitcoin destroys their master plan they've been working on these. Yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. I didn't even bring up, I don't care what you guys do. Bitcoin incoming, like it or not. It says Crypto Kiwi. Shout out JV. What up, fam? You already know. Smoking a 7-grammer for you. My man. In my Denzel voice. My man. Binance, you already know Keith Bitboy. Takao. Yeah, shout out Method Man. Bitcoin incoming. How high? So high that I can kiss the sky. How sick? So sick that you could. Crypto conspiracy report on Rumble. Incoming, Casey. We've had some very interesting conversations past few pods. I'll leave it at that. Sam Mow, the cash cow. Try to be realistic. 90,000 by the end of the year. Very realistic. I say easy peasy. Ain't no target Bitcoin can't take out. I've seen Bitcoin go from 1,500 to 69,000. So I have no doubt we're going to smash 100. So like, again, I'm long-term thinking. I'm already thinking about Bitcoin halving 2028. That's just how I am. While everyone's focused on 2024, JV's podcast is going to be focused on 2028. How do you like those apples? If you understand that fiat is going down forever, then you understand that the hardest asset in the world is going up forever. exactly. It's mathematically guaranteed, Nate. I'm glad you see that. I just got bored, so I started collecting Marvel Legend figures. You got to do what you got to do. My daughter collects Pokemon cards. And for her birthday, I'm like, what do you want? She's like, I just want the rare Pokemon cards, the ones that you can't get. So I'm like, I got you. This superior asset will always go up, Laura. We still have a halving ahead of us. We do. Forever, Melda. So happy to see that the chat is in a happy mood. Made my day. You got to love it. I mean, why wouldn't you be? If you're a Bitcoin hodler, every whole coiner is up $720 today. Congratulations. That's more money than most people make an entire week here in Puerto Rico. So if you're a whole coiner, kudos. Cheer. It's chess, not checkers in my Denzel voice. There you go. 100% with you on that. 180,000 by the end of the year. Now you're talking my language, Silas. Bitcoin was totally inevitable. People will only be oppressed for so long before they look for the alternative solution to find some relief and hope. That's right. Cheers, family. After this halving, how low do you think Bitcoin will go? Man, it's a great question. All I can do is speculate because I don't have a crystal ball. Previous drawdowns have been like 90%, man. We went, let's think about this. Someone run the math because I don't have the calculator in front of me. What was the drawdown from 69,000 top, which we hit November 10th of 2021, to, let's say the bottom was 15. I think it was 15.7, but let's just say the bottom was 15. Can someone run the math? From a 69,000 top to a 15 bottom, how big of a drawdown is that? And then we'll speculate what the next drawdown will be. Let me know. JV, I just downloaded the Jerky Boys movie. Yes, found a torrent. I'll keep seeding it for a few days. I love it, brother. Let me know how you enjoy it. I second that. Wow. What is Soloway? Who cares what Soloway has to say? Is there a second best? Oh, hell no. Bitcoin 150 Gs, end of 2024. Send it. February 10th starts the new year for the dragon. Oh, snap. So my birthday is the year after the new year for Chinese New Year. Cricket, I appreciate you subbing to the #1 daily Bitcoin pod. Binance. Binance. 78%. Okay, thank you. GCLLC. So that was a 78% drawdown from 69,000 to 15. So this cycle, I think it's going to be less. I don't think it'll be as significant. So maybe if the previous cycle before that, let's hypothetically say was 90%, and then the previous was 78, I think the next one, maybe it's 50%, 60%, maybe it's as low as 40%. It's all speculation. I don't know. But I think it'll definitely be less than the previous drawdown. But what do you guys think? Let me know. And can someone run the math? Let's say we hit 200,000. Let's just use 222 as the cycle peak for the cycle, which is my bearish estimate. What is a 60% drawdown from 222,000? Let me know, because I'm curious. I don't think we'll see the same big drawdowns with the built-in demand from the institution. Something else to consider, the larger the market cap goes, the less we're going to have the mass volatility. So if we're sitting on, instead of a 3 trillion market cap like we hit in November 2021, which is the current high, if we're sitting on a 8 or 10 trillion dollar market cap, yeah, the drawdown will be way less significant, because the smaller the market cap is, the more easier it is for it to correct, right? The same with altcoins. If you have a altcoin with only a $20 million market cap, it can swing, down 99% the following day, swing back up 100%, extreme volatility. But the higher the market cap becomes, the more difficult it is for the whales to manipulate the drawdowns and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. So 88,000. So hypothetically speaking, correct me if I'm wrong on the math, but if we hit a cycle peak this cycle, let's say it was in 2025 at 222,000, and we corrected 60%, that would take us to 88,000. Is that accurate? Am I reading that right? Let me know if that makes sense, David and Matt, and you guys breaking down the math. Or are you saying you have to minus 88,000 from 222,000? Please clarify. I appreciate math whizzes here. It won't be below 40,000. We're building support now for 2016. Right on. King Kong ain't got ish on JV. I like that. Raziel. Cheers. 50,000 says Rambocito. I can see Denzel is still influencing the chat. Isn't it crazy how that works? My favorite Denzel movies, Man on Fire. I don't know why that one comes to my mind first. Classic. Trading day. I mean, how could you not love that one? Man, what other ones come to my mind? What are your favorite Denzel films? Let me know. Maybe a 50% drawdown or less, more likely. Yeah, it's in alignment with what I'm thinking. So hypothetically, to keep the math simple, if we hit a peak of 200,000 and we draw down 50%, we'd correct down to 100,000. So 100,000 would be the new low, hypothetically based on that math. Yes, 88 low, 6% drop from 200. Thank you, family. Matt just clarified the numbers. Should people sell this halving, then buy more? I don't suggest that. If you want to play that game and be the gambler, be my guest. It could work in your favor. You may be able to double your Bitcoin. It can work against you and you may have way less Bitcoin. So the safe bet, just be happy with the gains that Bitcoin appreciates roughly 200% per year since the inception of Bitcoin. And just keep stacking and dollar cost averaging. And don't worry about trying to time the market, because here's the thing. Most people who try to time the market will get wrecked. That's just how it is. Most people are always wrong. A small majority of the people are actually ever right. And it's probably going to be the market makers and some select whales that have some inside information. So I don't play that game. I'm not looking to time the top and sell, because here's what can happen. Wow, 100,000, the top is in. Let's sell 80% of my position and buy back at 20, whatever you're thinking. And then, oh no, instead of correcting down, we shoot up to 250,000. Now I have half the amount of I can't even buy half of the amount of Bitcoin I let go. So just as easy as it can work in your favor and you can accumulate more sats, trying to time the market and outsmart the market, vice versa can happen. So anything can happen. So what has the least risk? You just hodl and you don't play that game and you just keep stacking and you look forward to the next halving, knowing what's going to happen. So all depends upon your risk tolerance. Training Day, best Denzel film. Ethan Hawke was the best actor in that, though. Yeah, that was good. That was a good one. I worked with Dr. Drew on his show for a couple of years. Word up, Casey. What'd you do on the show? You'll drive yourself bonkers trying to time the market, 100%. And you'll probably have regret. And I can tell you from firsthand experience, because everyone thinks they're smarter than the market. Especially your very first time in crypto, right? Like, oh yeah, I'll just da-da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da-da. It's the motherfrickin' JV These are my remixes for you today. But anyways, family, I think what we're going to do, we're going to continue with the uncensored version of the show so I can talk my ish. Exclusive on Rumble, which I always love. We've been streaming now an hour and 10 minutes. It's been fun, but let's continue on Rumble. If you don't have a Rumble account, create one. You don't even need a Rumble account to watch it, but if you want the ad-free experience, just like YouTube, you get the premium. I think it's $10 a month, and you can watch ad-free. I highly suggest it. Open up the Rumble app. You also see the Rumble link in the description, or you can just go directly to the link, which is rumble.cryptonewsalerts.net. It's always fun over there because I can talk uncensored. As you know, YouTube is gatekeepers of the truth, heavily censored, Google being the parent company. But on Rumble, JV speaks freely, and I answer any questions that you have. And it's always fun. It's my favorite part of the show. So head on over to Rumble, and I'll be back tomorrow, fam. Remember, it's going to be extra early. It's not going to be this afternoon stuff. It's going to be in the AM, roughly at around 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm anticipating going live, and I'll be back on the channel on the tube here 9 p.m. for the premiere, the edited version of today's live show. Looking forward to seeing you here shortly on Rumble. It's always fun, and it's been a pleasure. Deuces, YouTube, head on over to Rumble right now, and let's get this mofo lit, shall we? All right, Rumble fam, give me a second to switch out the chats. Make sure to drop a comment so that the chats will appear on screen. We need about a dozen comments for them to flow through. And open this up. Make sure the stream is looking good. Stream is good. Good, good, good. What's up, Rumble fam? We're still above 43,000. Let's go. You gotta love it. JV needs to shave. Shout out K-Jam. Who else is here? Make some noise. Let me know. Say hello. Shout out Abel. Always a pleasure. Fun like a frog. The legend of Melda continues. Good to see you, Melda. Whoop, whoop. Julie B, 2020, let's go. Civic Chick, welcome. Virginia, pro Bitcoin, I love it. What up, fam? Mr. Mac, cool. Keeping it cool. I hear ya. Lima Charlie, been a minute, but I'm back. Guess who's back? Nice. Getting my bags back right. Love to hear that laser face. Do what it do. See, what is that? Pseudo BZ. What up, family? Good to see you as well. Appreciate ya. Let's dive right into it, fam. As everyone's coming on board, we'll get Bruce Buffer out here.
For the heavyweight championship of the world, are you ready?
Let's go.
For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Wow, so you're saying I'm still live on the tube. I ended it, but maybe the software's glitched. Let's see if this is true. Give me a second. We'll switch the chat. Yeah, you're still on YouTube. Man, I turned it off. What the heck? Man, so good to note because I don't want to be saying stuff on YouTube I can't say. I did close it out, but it never ended it. Interesting. Says my stream finished, but it's still going. I wonder how else can I end it. Let me see if I could manually end it inside of YouTube. Give me a second, Rumble fam. My apologies to the tube. We're supposed to have ended it. Thanks for letting me know because I would have started ranting uncensored on YouTube. It wouldn't have been a good look. So let me see if there's a way of ending it on my end within YouTube. Un momento, por favor. That is actually quite hilarious. I am live right now on the tube, even though I ended it. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to go to edit video. There's got to be a way to end this. I ended it through the software, but I guess the software didn't end it, even though the software says it ended it. So, man, is there an end button? Wow, there's no button within YouTube. Interesting. So how else would you end a stream? This is actually complicating my process now because if I can close my streaming software, but it would end the Rumble stream, which is not good. However, it's not going to end the YouTube stream because I already ended it, and at YouTube I'm still live. So I honestly don't even know what to do in this situation. So I guess the other alternative, considering the glitch of the software, and it's beyond my control, tell me if this works out for you guys. I'm just going to keep it PG on Rumble for the after party. Typically, we would be uncensored. But today, considering we're still on YouTube and I cannot end the YouTube stream without ending the Rumble stream because there's a glitch in the software, apparently, that I'll just stick around on both communities and we'll switch back and forth. This is the Rumble chat. This is the YouTube chat. And I'll kick it. What do you guys say? Why not? So I'll hang around for an extra 20 minutes on YouTube and Rumble. Typically, it would only be Rumble. But sometimes you got to go with the punches. Whatever. Log out of YouTube. I don't think it's that simple, family. If I log out of YouTube, it's not going to end the stream. I know that from firsthand experience. You have to end the stream in the YouTube live thing. And I already did, but it didn't actually end. So trust me, let's just move on with it. I don't want to even talk about it for 20 minutes. It'll be annoying. So we're just going to keep going. And I'm going to check comments from Rumble and YouTube simultaneously. I'm going to improvise. That's what we do. You got that right, McLovin. So I'll start reading some questions, but keep it PG, no conspiracies, because we're still on the YouTube family. Looks like, yeah, no flat earth discussions. They try to catch JV out. This is no accident. Like, for real. Like, this is crazy. Bring it. Let's go. So, yeah, any questions you guys have, I'm going to stick around. Start a new stream. No, I don't have the time. I got to, like, go walk my dog and take care of business. And, I mean, so I'm just going to stick around for an extra 20 minutes. JV is bullish for Bitcoin. Man, they're not allowing me to end the stream. So, yeah. Jamie Dimon trying to get you kicked off. You never know. Just close everything and restart. Well, it'd be time consuming. If I closed and restarted the stream, family, it's going to take me 15, 20 minutes. It's not just like close it out and restart. everything takes time and it consumes time. And I don't have that time to consume at the moment. You can always do the stream regardless. I like the hybrid stream. Appreciate that, JP. Exactly. We're just going to keep moving. So anything you want to ask me, feel free. We'll have a little Q&A session, Rumble and YouTube at the same time. Pretty cool stuff. Anyone got any input about the coin ledger for tax preparation? I don't personally. You guys can share your thoughts on that. JV is a pro. He keeps it moving. You know what we got to do. Just keep it rolling. It's all good. Hybrids, for real, for real. I appreciate you guys on Rumble right now and on the tube sticking around. Jamie Dimon trying to get you kicked off? Probably. You can always do the stream regardless. Exactly. It's all good. Sharing the chat with Bolt Chats is fire. Appreciate that. And I already know I need to... There's a way. I know Dankness already shared it with me. I just haven't had time to set it up. But I'm going to be able to take the Rumble chat and the YouTube chat, combine it into one chat. So Rumble and YouTube will all be in the same chat. I just haven't had the opportunity to set it up. So that's a coming. So eventually we'll have it hybrid chat style so that the Rumble fam doesn't feel left out for the first 1 hour of the show. You know what I mean? Trying to catch you riding dirt, trying to get me riding dirty. Yes. Heard Phantom Wallet got hacked. Snap. Man, that's sad. The halving, the ETFs election year, the holy trinity for Bitcoin. We're in the golden era. You already know, family. For real, for real. We are in the golden era. 100% with you on that. It was being reported yesterday there was going to be cyber attacks out of China today. Interesting. Bull Gates and Binance Lady are watching you. That is pretty funny. Binance. I really wanted to explore the intricacies of alien probing. Maybe next time, McLovin. You know how we do. The halving ETFs election year, 100%. I'm on YouTube. I'm on Rumble at the same damn time. Got Bitcoin. I got Chainlink at the same damn time. Future. That's what's up, Chief Santana. You're a true one. Much love, much respect. Serge says, my wife is laughing at you because she sees you on YouTube on my 85-inch and says, wow, he doesn't speak Spanish and lives in Puerto Rico. Man, it's sad, right? And shout out to your wife. I appreciate it. I got your message on X that you were concerned for me. And you said, even my wife is concerned for you, bro. You okay? I'm okay. And cheers. I appreciate you tuning in to the show on the TV. That's what's up. Yeah, I need to improve my Spanish, and I'm working on it. But it's slowly but surely. Ironically enough, I can speak a little bit of... I can speak better Chinese Mandarin than I can Spanish. And I know that's sad. Yeah, it's all good. Just talk about it. I can't talk about Gilligan's Island, family. We replaced that word with Gilligan's Island moving forward. And I can't even say that other word either, or that one. So we're going to keep those words out. Everything is about keeping the financial system in fiat central banking. They will use nukes to keep the US dollar as reserve currency until they control a suitable digital alternative. And what McLovin says... I'm not even going to repeat, guys. Come on now. Rockets and domes. Casey, man. Oh, my God. What up, Steven? Welcome to the show, family. Appreciate it. It's all good. We just talk about, yeah, you already know. Chief says 100. Raziel, what it do? They trying to catch me riding dirty. Whatever happened to Chameleonaire? I remember that Jammy Jam. Man. I was going to play some stuff, too. I can't even play it because of YouTube. Damn it. But anyways, we're here at least. Be loving my paper wallets. So what do you mean by that, family? Meaning your recovery seed is written on a piece of paper? Is that PHI? What are you referring to there? We could talk about Gilligan's Island. The skipper... Professor to Marianne and his what? Yeah. You already know. Yeah, I can't talk about this stuff, family. Come on. Trying to get me in trouble. Don't even bring it in the chat because I'll just start saying it. But yeah, there's many topics I specifically will not talk about on the tube for obvious reasons. There's certain topics they don't want you to talk about. And if you do... your channel could disappear, if you know what I mean. So we're not going to talk about those things. Let's keep it crypto focused, if you don't mind. I'll hang out a little longer. We'll talk about crypto or any other things. Just no conspiracies. They don't like me talking about those things. I don't think so. If you want to hear that, you can go to my Rumble and you can check out the previous episode. We go deep, really deep. We were talking about things like not only extraterrestrials, but ghosts and vampires and all the mysteries. Bigfoot. What up, JP? What it do? Anonymous, welcome, family. Appreciate you guys. We got 150 people on Rumble right now, so that's why we're going back and forth. And of course, we still got a ton of people on YouTube because the YouTube stream never ended for whatever reason. Wasn't meant to be. Ripple CEO got hacked. That's right, for a tremendous amount of XRP. How does that even happen? I didn't get to read the details. I just saw the headlines. But that's alarming. Definitely is. Talk about CBDCs. We can talk about that to an extent. So central bank digital currencies, this was plotted a long time ago in advance. A way to enslave humanity through programmable money. But guess what? Bitcoin is the antidote. And I don't think they were anticipating us having an antidote. So if they had their way and there was no Bitcoin, everyone would be forced to use the CBDC. And they could connect that to what's called a social credit score. And if you say things they don't like, and you have opinions that differ from the status quo, they can limit your transactions. They could program it to, hey, JV can't travel. You're not allowed to spend that CBDC currency because your social credit score's below zero because you're talking, you know what I mean? So that would give them incredible tyrannical powers because whoever controls the money controls the world. In the same sense, whoever controls the food and water supply controls the population. So when they have complete and utter control, we're talking about the state. When the state has complete and utter control of your money, your food, and everything, it's not a good look. Because what comes next is not a good look for humanity. And I can't get into the specifics because we're still on YouTube. But I think you guys get the gist. Let me know. What's the second best? Well, let's see if Sailor's still here.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset.
Bigfoot out there in the land by the lakes in the Pacific Northwest, says Raziel. Have any of you seen a Bigfoot? Let me know. Are we on a pump rally? It seems like it. We're up 700 on the day. Let's see if we can recapture 44,000. We got very close to it the other day, so I'd love for us to break that level personally. Seems like we've been in a war for decades. It's a war over control. Yeah, it's a war over your mind. There's a war over your attention. That's what social media does. Steals your attention. You just be scrolling on the gram. You already know. We live in a attention economy. And they're great at stealing your attention with fear and propaganda and FUD. The Second Amendment protects the First. Well, we need to protect our amendments and the Constitution because they're trying to destroy it. Cheers, Raven. I appreciate you sharing that. Well, thankfully, the Constitution still holds out. Amen to that. JV, do you think another billionaire will trump Sailor soon in accumulating Bitcoin? Honestly, yeah. Because there's people with so much money, it dwarfs MicroStrategy and Michael Saylor. So very doable. It could be a prince out of Saudi Arabia, could be a prince out of Qatar, could be out of Abu Dhabi, could be out of Dubai. It could be in one of these wealthy oil nations. What do you guys think? But absolutely, it could happen. It took MicroStrategy, like 3 years, roughly, maybe 4 years, to accumulate 200,000 Bitcoin ultimately. So I do believe a sovereign wealth fund could blow right past Sailor instantly if they decide to get in the game. And that may come here in 2024. You never, ever know. You never know. What'd they say in the Jerky Boys? You never know. You never, ever know. I forgot which skit that was, but it's still embedded in my unconscious mind from a child. Shout out to the Jerkies. Anybody know a good Bitcoin price ticker that looks good and reliable for the desk? Yeah, the one that makes the coal card. I forget. I think it's called CoinKite. Correct me if I'm wrong. But those are the ones like Max Kaiser and a lot of people have, a lot of the influencers. And it's a clock, and it displays the Bitcoin price in real time. Check out CoinKite. They're the ones who produce the cold card wallets. I would recommend that. The Saudi oil candle could really happen. Oh, 100%. You know they're going to tokenize oil. And I mean, why wouldn't they get a piece on Bitcoin? What nation in their right mind wouldn't want a piece of the most appreciative asset in human history with a finite limited supply that is incorruptible? Who wouldn't want a piece of that pie? I say they all do. Including Qatar, Saudi Arabia, even Iran, Russia, they all want a piece of the pie. Mark my words. This entire BRICS movement just doubled a couple of weeks ago. I shared the story. We had Egypt. We had Saudi Arabia. Many countries joined the BRICS. This is ultimately a movement of de-dollarization. Well, if they're not interested in the dollar, what's better than the dollar? Bitcoin, because it can't be printed into infinity till the wheels fall off. You know what I mean? There's a finite limited supply. How can they buy 500 billion in one go? Well, the truth is they probably can't. However, what if the goal is 500 billion? And what if they started with whatever they can get their hands on? What if they went to the miner? What if they went to the biggest miner producing the most Bitcoin and they say, hey, I want to convert this sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin. How much are you willing to give me? You know what I mean? What if they went to the largest exchanges like the Coinbase and the Binances and over the counter and they say, hey, I'm looking to purchase X amount of Bitcoin. Can you help me? How much Bitcoin can I get? Right? However, just the announcement of them doing it would be wildfire because, again, there's something called game theory in full effect right now. And game theory means you have nations, you have sovereign wealth funds, you have high net worth individuals, all fighting for a piece of the pie. Kind of like yacht syndrome with the rich folks. It's like, oh, I have this yacht, check it out. And then the other guy that has more wealth has to buy a bigger yacht. And then they have to compete and buy a bigger yacht to feel more important because they already have all the money in the world. And they're just seeking more power and respect at this point. Oh, I got to have a bigger boat, a bigger boat. Same thing with the game theory family. You got very wealthy individuals. And how do you measure the game of life? Wealth. Well, what's the number one way to accumulate wealth? Bitcoin. HODL. That's it. Bitcoin's up, for Christ's sake, 20 million% since 2013. So try to find me a more appreciative asset guaranteed to continue to go up as the purchasing power of the dollar is mathematically guaranteed to go down. You're not going to find ish, if you know what I mean. Is there a maximum you can buy in one bite? I'm not sure what you mean by that, digital. They make the miners offers they can't refuse. I'll make him an offer he can't refuse. Buying 500 billion is not hard if you don't care about the price appreciation. McLovin JV, the FOMO would be an insane chain reaction when the huge players jump in. Oh my God. When I say FOMO like a mofo, you know what I'm talking about. 100%. Like it'd be unprecedented, like unlike anything we've ever seen before. You just think about that. Like it doesn't take much. What if we had 3 more nation states adopt Bitcoin in 2024 and one sovereign wealth fund from the Middle East announce converting their sovereign wealth fund into Bitcoin? Just that alone would be so insane. I think it would spark, just like we're seeing ETFs now with game theory. We got Hong Kong, we got El Salvador, because they don't want the US to be the only game in town. There's competition. This is the game theory, and competition is a good thing. Same thing with the ETF market alone in the United States. You have them all competing for the lowest rates, right? Why? They want your business. They have to stand out. They have to convince you to put your Bitcoin in their fund and not BlackRock's or Fidelity's. And how do you do that? You lower the fees. You make it more enticing. The same concept. And this is going to be playing out in real time, this halving, without a shadow of a doubt. Previous halvings, we didn't have the institutional FOMO. This is totally different landscape that we're in right now. Don't forget that. The exchanges would not even freeze up, low volume soaring prices, right on. Buying 500 billion worth would make the cold wallet explode. Can you tell the Rumble crowd that February 12th begins the year of the dragon? And if they want to pick up some, the fam needs to pitch in and buy you one of those when you hit the 100K subs. Buy me one of what? What are you referring to? Oh, one of the clocks. That'd be pretty lit. I put it on my desk for shizzle. put it in the background somewhere. Worst investment in life, to purchase a yacht. I agree with you on that one. But what if you already have all the money in the world and it's irrelevant and you can't spend your hundreds of billions of dollars? I mean, private jets and yachts. I mean, besides mansions, what else is there really to buy? So at that point, it's obviously not an investment. I don't think they're buying yachts as investments. They're buying it to probably, I can't, I'm on YouTube. I was going to say something very adult that men like to do. Worst investment though. Yeah, 100% on that. Appeal wants to take your life. Oh, what are you referring to there? Dirty? Appeal wants to take your life. Actually, you deserve it now for all your hard work. Thank you, DataBiter. I appreciate you guys. Can you tell the Rumble, yeah, like this Rumble YouTube hybrid chat show? You like it? Switching back and forth? Good. Cole Wallets does not care if it's 200,000 Satoshis or 200,000 Bitcoin. The fear, the Walking Dead yacht was a good investment. Man. But yeah, maybe we'll have to rent a yacht and celebrate one day. We did that once in Costa Rica back in the day with some friends. It wasn't a yacht. It was a catamaran, but it was like very high-end catamaran. And it was pretty lit. There was probably like 15 of us. We had it catered with chefs and all that kind of stuff. They're fun to rent, but I can't ever see myself buying a yacht either. Too much liability, worrying about, what if a storm comes and destroys it, or all these types of things. But I know money can solve all these problems, but I'm just saying, for me, less is more. I'd rather own less assets, like physical things, like more Bitcoin asset, but less physical things, because physical things to me are liabilities. When I was younger, it's all about accumulation. How much stuff can I accumulate? Then you get older and you realize you can't take none of this stuff with you. And now if you go to move and you have a house full of stuff, it's more difficult. Whereas if you can pack all your important things in a backpack, travel the world, you can live stress-free with no liabilities. So I'm at a stage in my life where less is more. Let me know if you guys can relate to that. JB, how you doing? The Anunnaki fam. Well, we do talk about the Anunnaki from time to time on Rumble, but not on the tube. Fire insurance funds always profit investments with people's money. And instead of a yacht, I would take the money for the homeless. There you go. Give more away. That's the beauty of acquiring wealth. You can do anything you want with it. If giving money to charities is your thing, you can do that, and no one can tell you no. You know what I mean? If you like Ferraris and Lambos, so be it. God bless you on this planet to live your best life. If that's what you want, you deserve it. You know what I mean? So do what you got to do. Me and the friend used to sail Sydney Harbor in a small 25-footer when we were teenagers and bored. Oh, wow. BOAT, bust out another 1,000. Maybe billionaires will start buying Egyptian-style tombs, right? And so they can prepare for the afterlife. That's what's interesting about Egyptian culture. They prepared their entire living life to prepare for the afterlife because they understood that they were spiritual beings having a human experience. So for them, Earth was like more of like a playground to prepare for eternity. You know what I mean? So respect to the Egyptians and all the ancient civilizations that come before us that were more intelligent than us in a lot of ways, including the Mayans. We got the Anunnaki we referenced earlier. You got, what are some of the Dogon tribe, some considered to be the oldest tribe dating back to Africa. Some say it's the Anunnaki. Some say it's these other, ancient civilizations, but there's many of them. We also have the, Atlantis civilization that is now under the water in the Caribbean. So there's a lot of mysteries on this planet. The only Lambo I'd get in is the new EV ones. Oil changes are expensive. Costco gets produce with Bill Gates. Does that say apples? Word. Don't trust Bill Gates. I am not a materialist. I don't care about fancy cars and huge houses. They used to mummify their pets. Oh, wow. Oh, produce would appeal. Yeah, that's not good. You don't want any artificial produce. I mostly freed myself from material things at this point exactly when you realize you cannot keep it. Rather, the US dollar for the freedom to move. Yeah, so for me, it's more about the experiences because I could remember an experience for the rest of my life. I don't need a physical diamond, let's say, to be like, feel significant. I don't need that $1 million Nipsey Hussle chain, if you know what I mean. But respect to anyone rocking them. I don't knock anybody. We're all at different phases of our life, if you know what I mean. Tartaria fam. So is that another ancient civilization? Bill Gates is a farmer's worst nightmare. So is Monsanto. Yeah, so if it says appeal, that's artificial, right? They're altering it. Not a good look. Look that ish up. Thank you, Dirty. I have seen some things on X on it. I follow some health channels, so I know to avoid it. Especially in Latin America, says Crypto Frog. Yeah, you don't want to be rocking $1 million bling bling. That's for sure. That's why JV, before I came to this island, I actually downgraded myself in the sense I sold my Rolex Daytona for some Bitcoin. And I also sold my Porsche, which was new. It had less than 5,000 miles. I bought it, and it was like my dream car. I don't remember what it cost, maybe 80,000 or something like that. But I'm glad I did because clearly this was in 2018. So Bitcoin is worth significantly more. So I can say winning. And the reality is I can now, if I had the desire, buy back those Rolexes, more Rolexes. And much nicer Rolexes and nicer cars, if you know what I mean. Upgrade myself from Porsche to Ferrari. But personally, I'm a big fan of Porsche. I can see myself getting another Porsche, potentially after the halving. We'll see. I miss my Porsche, I'm not going to lie. Nipsey's so cute rolling around. Shout out to the Nippinator. Good stuff, family. Cheers, everyone just joining us. We've been streaming now for 1 hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to stick around for like a couple more minutes, and then we're going to end the stream. We're doing a dual stream right now on Rumble and YouTube. I'm switching back and forth. Why are we switching back and forth? You already know. I'm not going to explain it. But hopefully tomorrow everything's working like it should. You know what I mean? And we don't got to switch back and forth. But at least you guys got an extra dose of JV today, so hopefully you're enjoying it. Again, tomorrow I'm going to be going live extra early. I'm picking my daughter up from school in the afternoon. So we're going to be going live around 11 a.m. Eastern. I'll be waking up early to prepare the show. Hope to have some good contents for you each and every day like I do. I like Ferrari cars, but not Ferrari dealerships. Word. Now, Ferrari now accepts Bitcoin to buy a car. So that's a plus. Exactly. Experience means much more. 100% with you on that. Do you guys see the South Park episode where all the handymen become millionaires? I didn't see that. Were they Bitcoiners? How did they become millionaires? Let me know. I'm going to buy a Suzuki Jimmy. Oh, snap. Suzuki whips. I remember those when I lived in Costa Rica. They were the most affordable, meaning the cheapest. I only do classic cars. Right on, Casey, just because you're a classy guy. I want to get I actually like the Range Rover. I like the new Range Rover as a family car. And I'd like to get a Porsche for like, you know what I mean? My adult car, if you know what I mean. Check it out. Right on. But yeah. I'm not a Lambo guy. My buddy had Lambos. And I think they're sexy, but I'm not a big fan. Because to me, they're like, you sit very, very low, and they're very, very wide. They're kind of like big. I prefer smaller Porsche. That's just me, though. I don't know. 63 Mustang is my goal. Nice. Definitely helps to legitimize Bitcoin. Ferrari accepting it. I think it's epic. More power to them. I'd much rather purchase a vehicle from a dealer that accepts Bitcoin versus trading Bitcoin for dollars, or better yet, could just borrow against the Bitcoin and pay back the loan and keep all the underlying asset and get it back. Porsche for food poisoning dates. Shh. Be quiet. You know too much. You guys. But anyways, we're going to end it on that note. I appreciate y'all. We're going to end the stream for good because we're going to end both streams by closing down the streaming software, because when I tried to end the YouTube stream earlier, it said ended, but it's still going, obviously, hence why we've been going back and forth. So remember, tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube for the premiere, which is the edited version of the stream. We take the 2-hour stream, condense it down to 30 minutes, and I'll be with you in the chat tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern. And I look forward to seeing you then. I appreciate y'all. Bukele 2024. Let's freaking go. And 50,000 Bitcoin. Send it. It's February, family. It's time. Bitcoin re-enters price discovery mode. What do you guys think? I appreciate y'all. JB out. Deuces. Peace. Hopefully the